By freelance contributor. There's a particular kind of silence that fills a room when grief is too big for words. For Lucy Mae Law, 18, that silence came in the early hours of a cloudy Wednesday morning, interrupted only by the click of her phone and the tearful breaths she took as she hit post on a video that would send ripples through a grieving nation. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The video, just under 2 minutes long, shows Slater, her best friend since primary school, raving under neon lights on their first night in Tenerife, just days before his sudden and tragic disappearance. Now, that footage is all that remains of a boy whose smile could light up an island, whose laugh echoed louder than the bass, and whose life was stolen far too soon. As funeral preparations for the late teen began in his hometown of Ozzeltwizzle, Lucy Mae's tribute shattered hearts across social media. It wasn't just a video. It was a eulogy. A final dance. A living memory, frozen in digital time. He was so alive that night. The video opens with a grainy clip taken from a phone camera, panning across the crowd of young holidaymakers dancing on the rooftop of a popular nightclub in Tenerife's Playa de las Americas district. Music thumps in the background, a remix of an old Calvin Harris track. The camera settles on Jay. He's laughing, hair windswept, shirt half unbuttoned, waving a drink in one hand and flinging the other around Lucy's shoulder. His voice is faint in the background. "This is gonna be the best trip ever, Luce." And for a while, it was. "I almost didn't post it," Lucy Mae admitted in an emotional caption. But this was Jay. Full of life, full of joy. He wouldn't want people to only remember the mystery or the heartbreak. He'd want them to remember the party, the laughter, the music. In the clip, Jay dances on a raised platform, surrounded by friends. He makes goofy faces at the camera, stumbles slightly in his excitement, then throws his arms in the air as the beat drops. Behind the smile, behind the moment, there was no sign of the darkness to come. He was so alive that night, Lucy's caption continued. "It hurts to watch, but I need people to see him like this. Happy. Free. Not the boy in the headlines, but my Jay." A friendship forged in fire. Lucy Mae and Jay Slater weren't just best friends, they were more like siblings. Growing up on the same estate in Lancashire, their bond was formed in muddy parks, school corridors, and shared secrets whispered during sleepovers. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. "We were each other's safe place," Lucy said in a recent interview with a local news outlet. "If I was crying, Jay would be there with snacks and jokes. If he was hurting, I was the one holding his hand." When Jay decided to join Lucy and a few others for a post-exam getaway to Tenerife, it was supposed to be the beginning of their adult adventures. They'd just finished college, the world was wide open, and this trip was their victory lap. But none of them knew how quickly that world could collapse. From laughter to loss, the disappearance. Jay's disappearance made national headlines. On the third day of their trip, he vanished after attending an after-party with 2 men Lucy said he barely knew. His last phone call to her, made early in the morning, was frantic. "He told me he didn't know where he was. His phone was on 1%. He sounded scared," Lucy recalled during the initial search. "I begged him to drop a pin. He never did." For nearly 2 weeks, rescue teams combed the rugged terrain around the remote Masca village. But despite drones, dogs, helicopters, and volunteers, no trace of Jay was found. Until it was. A week later, his body was discovered at the bottom of a steep ravine. Bruised, battered, and lifeless. Questions still swirl around the circumstances of his death. Was it a tragic accident? Was there foul play involved? The investigation remains open. The answers, for now, are lost in the canyons of Tenerife. But for Lucy Mae, the questions matter less than the gaping hole left in her heart. A farewell before goodbye. Posting the rave video was Lucy's way of saying goodbye before she had to do it for real. Jay's funeral is scheduled for next Saturday, in a chapel just blocks away from their childhood homes. It will be a community affair, expected to draw hundreds. His schoolmates, his teachers, the entire town. Lucy Mae has been helping Jay's mother, Debbie Duncan, with arrangements, from choosing the casket. He'd want something bold. We went with a deep blue, Like the ocean he loved, to picking the playlist, Calvin Harris, obviously. And that remix of Show Me Love he always sang when drunk. But it was the video that she agonized over the most. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I found it when I was looking for clips to use for the funeral montage, she explained in a private Instagram story, shared only with close friends until it was leaked. At first, I couldn't stop crying. Then I laughed. Then I cried again. And I thought, people need to see this. Not for clicks, not for sympathy. But to remind them he was real. He lived. Going viral, grief unfiltered. Within hours, the video had racked up hundreds of thousands of views. Celebrities, influencers, and even public figures shared the clip with messages of love, solidarity, and heartbreak. Could have been any of our kids, wrote one mom. That smile. That spark. It's just not fair. Some fans of true crime podcasts and conspiracy forums had previously fixated on the darker aspects of Jay's story. Theories of cartel involvement, whispered stories about a stolen watch, even suggestions that Jay had faked his death. But in this video, there was no room for fiction. Just a boy dancing. No sinister angles. No headlines. No conspiracies. Just Jay. Tributes and tattoos. Since the video surfaced, more tributes have poured in. One of Jay's childhood friends, Kian Bradley, got a tattoo of Jay's signature on his forearm, taken from a birthday card he'd kept for years. He signed it like a rapper, Kian laughed through tears. With a crown over the J. Said he was gonna be famous one day. Another friend, Tasha, posted a slow-motion clip of Jay dancing at her 18th birthday last year. You always made us feel like the party started when you walked in. I hope you're dancing up there now. Lucy Mae herself is planning a matching tattoo, a sound wave of Jay's voice from a voice note he once sent her. I'm proud of you, Luce. Don't ever forget that. Processing the pain. Grief at 18 is complicated. It's raw, tangled with confusion and a sense of cosmic injustice. For Lucy, it's been like watching the world keep spinning while hers stands still. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I walk past his house and expect to see him on the porch, she says. My brain knows he's gone. My heart keeps waiting for a text. She's been in therapy since returning from Tenerife. Her doctor says posting the video was a healthy step, a form of closure, even if temporary. But the nightmares persist. The sound of Jay's voice crackling over the phone, lost, afraid. The guilt of not being able to find him. The finality of the coroner's call. I keep thinking, what if I'd convinced him to stay with us that night? What if I'd called again? What if? There's no answer. There rarely is. The road ahead, living for Jay. Lucy Mae's pinned message on her TikTok reads, he didn't get the future he deserved. So I'll live it for him. One dance at a time. Justice for Jay, forever 18-inch. She's already planning to take a gap year, something Jay always talked about. We wanted to backpack Europe. Maybe I'll still go. Take his ashes with me. See the sunrise in Ibiza for both of us. Jay's mother, Debbie, has given Lucy a small locket of his ashes, encased in glass. Take him wherever you go, she said. The funeral will include a special tribute, the rave video projected on a screen as guests arrive. Not out of morbid curiosity, but celebration. A reminder that before the grief, before the headlines, before the tragedy, Jay Slater lived. Final note, what the video left behind. It's strange how a video, a simple, shaky clip from a phone, can capture more than hours of news coverage. Jay's rave video isn't just a viral moment. It's a time capsule. A heartbeat. A life remembered not by how it ended, but how brightly it burned. In the final frames, Jay reaches for the camera. The screen shakes as Lucy laughs. Then, his voice clear, smiling. This is the best night ever, innit? And then black. Not silence. Just a pause. Before the next beat. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.